Hey guys, hello and welcome to another installment of Vince and Films. My name is Vincent and I'm still living in Paris, where I'm trying to break the record of most films seen in a cinema in 1 year. Now, I apologize for not making a video on Wednesday. Today is Friday, thus we are day 310. And this video is made for the week 44, which has come to an end on Wednesday. And the reason I didn't make a video is because I went as an exception to the movies in order to watch two pretty good films. The first one was The Black Narcissus with Deborah Kerr. And the second one was a French film called La Valise by George Lautner with Mireille Darc, which was pretty good. Now, the reason why I went to the movies on Wednesday, which usually I don't do, is simply because we are kind of in the last stretch, if you think about it, because now there are only 55 days left, as we are day 310 today. 55 days left. This is incredible. I am watching as many movies as I can, especially since in February I won't be there. I won't be in Paris. I will be in another foreign country, and thus I won't be able to watch as many movies, but trying to make the best of it. And to be honest, I'm looking forward to the time where I can say, well, today's day 366, thus it is the end of the record attempt. Not necessarily because of the amount of movies I see. I mean, I think if I made a calculation, I think before I started the record, I had a similar intake of movies. Although I did watch one movie several times before, what I did often, and I can't do this time because it doesn't count. I mean, I have done it for Star Wars, but that was an exception, as many of you know. But the reason why I'm looking forward to it is simply to be able to go to the theaters without a backpack, without a camera, or cameras in my case, and without having to go to the employees and say, hey, would you please be a witness for these movies that I watch at your theater today? And just be like, hey, what's going on? Nothing? Yeah, I'm just going to watch a movie. Can't wait for that. Anyway, last week, week 44, I think the best movie that I saw, let's just say the most pleasant surprise and one of the best experiences I had was a French independent film called Surface de Réparation by Christophe Regin or Christophe Regin, depending on how you pronounce it. The thing is, if I wanted to translate the title, it would be The Surface of Reparation, which doesn't mean anything because it's a term for in football, not American football, European, French, English, German, everybody's football except Americans' football, which Americans would call soccer. This is a sport where you have the goalkeeper has a 16 square meter zone in front of his goal, which is called La Surface de Réparation, and in German it's the 16er, because of its 16 square meters, where you can get a penalty if you do a foul in that zone. Anyway, this film was about football, European football, soccer, and very good. A pleasant surprise about the football club called FC Nantes, which is a club that is in the first French division. And you follow a man who works for that club, who was a former talent but didn't make it to the pros, so he now works for the club, being very faithful to the club. But his employment, he's not really employed actually, he's just a guy who finds now the players of the club when they go out at night and aren't to be found anywhere. If they go to clubs, sleep with hookers or stuff like that, he finds them and brings them back to the club in order for them to play the next day, or maybe the weekend after, just to know where they are, because it's not good when a player disappears, especially if they are stars. And so it's this guy who's not really employed by the club, but who, since he's been there since he was a kid, now he's in his 30s, 35, but has never made it to the pro. So he's doing this small gig where the managing director pays him with game tickets that he can sell on game day. And so he's just a guy, to get in touch in order to get shit done or to babysit players and stuff. And so it's about him, trying to go further, wanting to have a real job, meeting this girl who sleeps with one of the stars and is kind of shady but interesting. He has a weird relationship with her. She's not from the city of Nantes. She still hangs around there. And having then the team, he supports young players that he wants to push, and helps especially one of them who he wants to get into the pros. Instead of that, the managing director, the team hires a former player of the club that went to Real Madrid or something like that, and now he's kind of old but comes back to the club because he wants to. And it's who actually was in the youth with the main character. So it's very interesting to see that dynamic between the guy who became a superstar and the other one who now does a dirty job for the club. Anyway, it was a great surprise. I don't think there were any major actors. I don't think there were. I mean, there was some I've recognized. Actually, the girl I'm talking about played in Espèce Menacée, which was also a very good French film I was pleasantly surprised by, and which went to the Venice Film Festival. Anyway, this was a great film. I can highly recommend it if you're curious about this. A French film called La Surface de Réparation. La Surface de Reparation by Christophe Regin, Regin. And tomorrow is gonna be the start of the weekend where I will try to watch 10 films, as always. Anyway, thanks for being there, for the support, and I'll see you next time. Salut.